Okay, student, welcome in Green Valley School live class. Okay, today I am going to discuss about reflection of light. Okay, this is the topic of physics. Now we will see. Okay, reflection of light. Okay, first of all, reflection of light. Reflection of light. You know, any object is visible in the presence of light. Any object is visible in the presence of light. We can see. Suppose that we all know our sense organ, first eye, nose, skin, tongue, but our sense organ is eye. Eye helps us to see any object, anything we can see with the help of eye, or eye is a sense organ. Okay, but in the presence of light. When there is no light, we cannot see. When there is no light, we cannot see any object. We can see any object with the help of light. So light is very important. So how can we see any object? How can we see any object? We can see any object in the presence of light, but some rule follows in this reflection of light. So reflection of light, it means when light reflect from any object or reflecting surface, then object is visible. We cannot see in a dark room, there is no light. Okay, so suppose that you can see a figure. Okay, now suppose that this is a light, sunlight. You can see this is the light, and here is an object. Suppose that one flower. Okay, you can see one flower. Okay, now here is some boys. Okay, when light in this process, when light comes on the object, okay, and the light reflect and enter into our eyes. Suppose that this is the eye of human beings or any other animals. When light reflect to the flower and goes into enter into our eye, then we can see the object. Okay, when light falls on any object, any surface. Suppose that light falls on a mirror, then reflect any object, we can see the object. Okay, now this man can see object because in the presence of light. Reflection of light. You know, one second. I will draw another figure. Okay, next you can see. Suppose that this is the torch. You know, torch is also a source of light. Okay, torch is also a source of light. So we made a torch and this object. Suppose that this is ball. Okay, and here figure of eye. Then suppose that this is the reflecting surface. Okay, a reflecting surface. One side left by silver oxide. Okay, now light, we take different color. Light reflect on the surface. You know, the light, which light come on the surface, reflecting surface. This surface is known as reflecting surface. Reflecting surface. Okay, reflecting surface. What is the name of surface? Reflecting surface. Why is it called reflecting surface? Because light reflect from this surface. So that's why it is called as reflecting surface. So light reflect in the surface, and suppose that first of all light coming on the surface, so it is called incident ray. Okay, incident ray. One question here arises, what is incident ray? Incident ray means, you know, when the light which comes on the surface, on the reflecting surface, the light which come on the reflecting surface, okay, this light is known as incident ray. The ray which comes on the reflecting surface is called incident ray. And after that, light reflect, okay, then it is known as reflected ray. The ray which reflect from the reflecting surface, this is known as reflected ray, okay. And now we can draw a perpendicular. So this figure show the law of reflection. We know that first law of reflection, that incident ray, this is the ray of incident ray and reflected ray, okay, incident ray and reflected ray and normal line, 3 points, okay, incident rays and reflected ray and normal line lie at a point, same point. This is the first law of reflection, okay. Now second law, second law, this angle I, and we take R. Why we can take I or R? Because I means incident ray, okay, angle of incidence. I means angle of incidence, okay, incidence. And R means angle of reflection, okay, angle of reflection. I means angle of incidence and R means angle of reflection. So angle I is equal to angle R. This is the second law. Angle I is equal to angle R, okay. The object towards which angle then divert or reflected from the surface, same angle, it means angle I is equal to angle R, okay. This is the law of reflection. So there are 2 laws of reflection. First, incident ray, reflected ray and normal line lie at a point on the reflecting surface, and second point, angle I, it means angle of incidence, is equal to angle R, it means angle of reflection. So now this is topic reflection of light. So now we will study next class. Next class we will now study light means object, luminous object and non-luminous object, okay. We will now study luminous object and non-luminous object, okay. Thank you.